Well, since Europe experienced its horse meat scandal, and reports in Canada and the U.S. found that fish was often being mislabeled as, different types of fish, the push has been on to solve the problem of food fraud. Well, today there is research being done, databases set up, even technology being developed to try and help you detect the truth about what you're really eating. Joining me for a closer look at the issue is Professor of Food Distribution at Dalhousie University, Sylvain Charlebois. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Anne-Marie.
First, give us a sense of just how prevalent the problem of food fraud is in Canada.
I wish I knew. We're getting more complaints. The Canadian Inspection Agency is receiving more complaints. In 2016, it received about 40 complaints. Whistleblowers basically telling a story to the federal agency. But we don't know how big the problem is. Just a year ago, the Italian consulate in Toronto published a report stating that Canadians currently are buying Italian goods that are counterfeited, over $3.6 billion worth of counterfeited goods coming from Italy. So it's quite extensive, and so we don't know for sure how big the problem is, but there is a problem out there.
Aside from the maybe irritation of paying more for something you think is either Italian or paying extra for something that may or may not be organic, what are the safety hazards in food fraud?
Well, it is a public health issue. Some people may think, well, food fraud may be a victimless crime, but when you think about allergies and intolerances, and so if there is a change in the list of ingredients, or if there's an added ingredient that is cheaper, it may represent a risk to certain consumers. So it is a public health issue. Now, in regards to what is counterfeiting or counterfeited food, or what is food fraud, some people may ask, well, essentially, food fraud can be translated into many different ways. You can actually say add an ingredient to a product, or you can also misrepresent a product. For example, you may actually buy an organic product, but in actuality it isn't. So that would constitute food fraud.
Well, we know it's a problem, and there is an agency that's tasked with trying to police this, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. Why isn't more being done? Why aren't we seeing more fines? Why aren't we seeing more people penalized for it?
We're starting to see some. So at the federal level, we've seen one major case actually last year, Mucci Farms selling Canadian tomatoes, but in actuality, they were actually selling Mexican tomatoes for about 3 years to the major food stores in Canada. Say they were fined $1.5 million just last year. A farm in Ontario, again, selling chicken, organic chicken, but it wasn't organic chicken. That's a recent case. So that's at the federal level. There are more and more cases. Provinces are also looking into this, particularly Ontario and BC. They've actually set up a council to look into the matter with industry. And at the municipal level, there are cases as well. Toronto also fined one major hotel in Toronto, a hotel which was serving freshly squeezed orange juice, but in fact that juice came from a can.
All right, I guess another case of buyer beware. Professor of Food Distribution from
Yes.
Dalhousie, Sylvain Charlebois, thanks for being here this morning.